All right, we can go for the Vaishnava Tantriya Sara. Who's reading today? Did anybody volunteer? Anybody would like to volunteer? I think nobody has volunteered yet for this. Anyone? Devaki Nandana Krishna Gita Patena Tushyati Yata Navede Dhanena Yajna Tirtha Vritadibihi. The son of Devaki, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows as much as he is satisfied by the devotional recitation of the Gita. So, a quick kirtan. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Whoever can follow, okay? Namaste Saraswati Devi
Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi
Paschatya
Deshatarine
Jaya Sri Krishna
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Okay, repeat everyone. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Who wants to lead Maha Mantra? Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Repeat everyone.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Rama,
Rama
Rama, Hare
Hare.
Come on, somebody lead.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
நீங்க பார்க்க முடியாது.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, repeat everyone.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
One more time. Somebody lead. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Okay, repeat everyone.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Wonderful, Haribo. Thank you so much, everyone. It was a nice kirtan. Okay, so let's take darshan of the deity of the day. This is the deities of Radha Krishna Kanaya. Their name is Radha Krishna Kanaya, and they are deities of ISKCON Seberang Jaya. They are in Penang. Okay, the temple also called Temple of Ocean and Understanding. In short, it is TODU. Okay, so who is not having? Can you please unmute yourself? Mute your mics. Okay, so we can avoid distractions. Okay, so we have a new member today, Devi Mataji. Welcome, Devi Mataji.
Wait, Mama.
Okay, Mataji, I'm going to mute you.
Yeah,
Devi Mataji, can you mute your mic, please? I'm not able to mute.
Just pause.
Devi Mataji, can you mute your mic?
What happened? We record.
Devi Mataji, please mute your mic. Mute.
Somebody's recording.
Darling, mute the mic, darling. Who's that? Kushal,
Hey.
right?
All is mine.
Off the mic, please. Off. Off. Can you off the mic? Switch off. Mute.
Illa pati.
Okay, Devi Mataji, can you mute your mic? Can you ask your grandchildren to mute the mic? Okay, so for now, there's no noise. Okay. All right, thank you. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikna Vinasha Narsimha iti namine. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Mama.
Okay, Brinda Mataji, I make you a co-host. Just keep an eye on the mics, please. Thank you. Okay, Srila Prabhupada Ki.
Jai.
Thank you. Okay, let's start the glorification of, let's start with the glorification of Bhagavad Gita. This is the 7th verse, the last verse given to us by Sripad Adi Sankaracharya, number 7. Who would like to volunteer? So far, there is no name given. Okay, so there are 15 of us here, 16 of us, excluding me, 15 of you. So kindly participate. Can somebody read this verse or the English translation, please?
I will read the English translation.
Okay, Prabhu.
There need to be only one holy scripture, the divine Gita sung by Lord Krishna. Only one worshipable Lord Sri Krishna. Only one mantra, his holy names. And only one duty, devotional service unto that supreme worshipable Lord Sri Krishna.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Eka Shastram. Eka means one. So whenever you see Ekam, Eko, okay, that means one. Okay, Ekam Shastram. Shastra means Shastra. Shastra means scriptures. Okay, So Sripad Adi Sankaracharya saying, let there be one scripture, Eka Shastra, which is the Geetam given by the Devaki Putra. Devaki Putra means Krishna. Krishna is the son of Devaki. So let there be one Shastra, one scripture, which is the Gita given by the Devaki Putra, which is Krishna. Okay. Eko Devo. Eko Devo means let there be one God, which is Devaki Putra Eva. Devaki Putra means again Krishna. Let there be one scripture given by the Krishna, which is Geetam. Eko Devo, one God, which is Devaki Putra, Krishna. Eko Mantras, one. Tasya Namani Yani, which means the Maha Mantra, his holy names. Okay. Karma Pi Eka. Karma means not listening. Karma means we learned this in Karma Yoga, chapter 3, chapter 5. Sorry,
Good
Mataji.
deeds. Good deeds.
Work. Karma means work.
Work. Sorry.
Yeah, it can be Karma Kanda or Karma
Service.
Yoga, but Karma means work. Okay, depending on the spirit of depending on the context of the sentence, it can be the reactions or the work. Okay, work or reaction. So here is Karma means work. So let there be one work. Ekam, Karma Pi Ekam, Tasya Devasya Seva. To that Deva, to that God, perform the seva.
Service.
Let there be one work which is performing the seva to Lord Krishna. Okay, one holy scripture, the divine Gita, one worshipful Lord, Lord Krishna, one mantra, his holy names, one duty, the devotional service. Okay, so today we are entering the section. What section we are entering today? Which number? How many sections are there? 3. So which section we just finished last Friday? Chapter 1 up to chapter 6. Which section is that? Was that? Hare Krishna.
Bhakti.
Hmm?
No. Achieve
Achieve bhakti through work.
Yes, very good. So where are we now headed?
Bhakti yoga.
In Bhakti.
Very
Bhakti.
nice. So we are in the middle 6th chapter, the middle section. Okay, Krishna hidden all the sweet jewels inside here. Okay, so before moving on, so in Srimad Bhagavatam, okay, thank you. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a part Narada Muni was speaking. Okay, before that, let me show you this picture. So this is a picture, somebody is pouring water on a plant, all right, a shoot, very fresh shoot. So how do we usually pour water on a plant? Do we pour water on the leaf separately, on the fruit separately, on the leaf separately? To the soil. Why? Why to the soil?
We pour water to the roots.
Okay, why to the root? Why not the flower, not the leaf? Are they not important?
They are important because their water gets absorbed
Root
to the
is more
roots and
important.
nutrients goes up.
Okay. So the effective way of nourishing a plant is to water the root. So when you water the root, all parts and parcels of the plant is nourished with water. Okay. So can we have somebody to read this translation, what Narada Muni has spoken? How does it relate to chanting of the Maha Mantra or worshipping of Krishna? Okay, this is about worshipping Krishna.
Can I read?
Pushpa Mataji, yes.
Yes, I'll read the English version. Okay.
Yes, Mataji.
As pouring water on the root of a tree energizes the trunk, branches, twigs, and everything else, and as supplying food to the stomach enlivens the senses and limbs of the body, simply worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead through devotional service automatically satisfies the demigods who are parts of the Supreme Personality.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So worshipping Krishna is like watering the root of plant. So by pleasing him, everybody else will be pleased in this entire creation. So this is spoken by Narada Muni. So everybody knows Narada Muni, right? Is there anybody who doesn't know who is Narada Muni? I can take this opportunity to explain briefly who is Narada Muni. So can you quickly put in the chat or something like that? Anybody never heard of this name Narada Muni?
Don't mind hearing of him again, Mataji.
Oh, nanti overshoot class. Okay, Narada Muni is the son of Lord Brahma. Okay, and the moment he is born, actually, Lord Brahma, when he started creation, he wanted to create a sons or children to create progeny. All right, but what happens that when he had the Sanat Kumaras, the four, they look like young children, actually, but they are very realized souls. So the moment they were born and they got to know about Krishna, they don't want to be engaged in anything else. So they don't want to create progeny, and then they left. And then Narada Muni came. So Narada Muni is also a brahmachari. Okay, so also he's not interested in creating progeny. But what he did, he spent his entire life. Actually, there is a big topic how he became Narada Muni. He was somebody else in the past, and due to devotional services and serving some sadhus in the past, he became the next birth. He became Narada Muni, and he born to Lord Brahma. So his duty is just chanting the holy name everywhere. He is they call him Deva Rishi, and he can travel planets to planets. He can be in any dimensions. Okay, so that is Narada Muni, and Narada Muni's disciple is Vyasadev, and Vyasadev is the one who compiled the Vedas, and he was the one who narrated the Mahabharata and Lord Ganesh written. So that is how the parampara comes. So that is a brief background of Narada Muni. So to understand who was Narada Muni in his past birth, it is in the Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Narada Muni. So this verse is one of the verses that Narada Muni has spoken, and he says worshipping Lord Krishna satisfies everyone. Okay, so with that, I would like to recap a little bit on chapter 1 to chapter 6. Is there anything that you can recall from chapter 1 to chapter 6? What do you think is the most important thing that you think you have learned in the first section? There could be many, but I'm going to just zoom into just 3. But for now, you can just tell whatever that you remember. Okay, we need to be fast. At the same time, I don't want to keep talking. I want to ask you also. Come on, Param Prabhu, what did you learn in first section? You can put in the chat. Okay,
from my side, I think the most important came to my head was whatever you do, renunciation into work, which is service is to Krishna, is the highest palan, they call it.
Okay, understand. Okay, all right. So that I think I put as number 3. So what else? Because that one came much later, right? Chapter 3, chapter 5, right? Is there anything from chapter 2? Ashwini Mataji?
Karma Yoga.
Karma Yoga. Okay. Before that?
It's about soul changing.
Sankhya Yoga.
Yes, that's right. Living entities as non-material spirit soul. After that, this living entity through practices of various yogas, he can elevate himself. Okay, and then somebody, Jayasilan Prabhu, he said devotional service is the ultimate. I think he was trying to mean that. So steady concentration of mind upon Krishna, or our mind, when it's absorbed on Krishna, it is called Krishna consciousness. That means your material consciousness has become Krishna consciousness, or self-consciousness, thinking about me, my family, my friends. So that consciousness has changed to Krishna consciousness. And that is the highest form of all bhakti. So this one, towards the end of chapter 6, we said that. We covered that. Okay. And entering chapter 7, Krishna gonna explain this Bhakti Yoga more extensively. So this part here, right, 6.47, this is the verse, right? These are the few things that Krishna said. Why Bhakti Yogi is the topmost. Okay, just give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, so remember this sloka, right? Okay, I'm not going to go in. This is just to give you a just a brief glance only how we ended the chapter 6 last Friday. So Saturday and Sunday passed already, so need to refresh a bit. All right, chapter 7 onwards, again, Krishna is going to explain Bhakti Yoga more extensively. So this chapter is called Knowledge of the Absolute. So each chapter has a term in Sanskrit. This is called Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Okay, Jnana. Okay, hold on. Jnana means theoretical knowledge. Vijnana means realized knowledge. Okay, it's about knowing something and how are we practicing that? How are we realizing or how are we understanding the knowledge and putting it in practice? Okay, that is the difference. Jnana Vijnana Yoga. So Jnana Yoga, Krishna will cover, I mean, as in the Bhakti, right? He's going to cover in chapter 7 to 8. And the realized knowledge about Krishna, he will explain in chapter 9 to 10. Okay, so what are we going to cover today is Krishna is going to explain how you must know me. Okay, how you must know me. And then this details we will not, this information we will not cover very detailed. We will cover in level 2, but this is basically the overview of chapter 7. This chapter explains the nature of Krishna and the opulence of Krishna. Okay, this is also brief, but in chapter 9, 10, 11, we will have very beautiful description about Krishna. Okay, so we are not going into that yet. And knowing all this knowledge, right, Krishna will say how rare is for someone to realize this knowledge. Again, knowing that having the knowledge is one thing. Realizing that knowledge is rare, Krishna is saying. Okay, after that, the next session, Krishna is going to talk about 4 kinds of people who approach Krishna and 4 kinds of people who never approach Krishna. Okay, so that one we will go into examples. Okay, so we can reflect and assess ourselves. Where are we? Are we the first one or the second one? Okay, so don't worry, you all are here. Okay, what is the goal of this knowledge? So I get this knowledge, all right? So why do I have this knowledge? All right, okay. And after getting the knowledge, what a devotee does and how rare that kind of person, how rare he is. Okay, so with that we enter the first sloka here. Okay, so remember there were times that we liked somebody and then we want to love somebody. What do? When you know somebody and you want to love them, the next thing we want to do is we want to know more about them. Because what is the saying in Malay? If you don't know them, you can't love them. What is that?
Kenal maka tak cinta.
Awesome. Yang Muna Mataji, yes, very good. So this is what we want to kenal. Kita nak berkenalan dengan Krishna. Okay, I have introduced to you one celebrity. Now Krishna is going to introduce himself more. Okay, later chapters he'll talk more, but now we are entering that already. So we want to know about somebody so that we can always think about him. Okay, 7.1, Jai Silan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
With
Krishna.
English version.
Yes.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "Now hear, O son of Prata, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt."
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So here Krishna is saying how to know about him. Can somebody decipher this verse? Here Krishna is giving an answer here. How to know him? Okay, just give me a second. Okay. How to know him? Who can extract that answer from here?
Practicing yoga in full consciousness.
Okay, how to know him?
By
From
having
doubt,
a mind
through
attached
yoga.
to him.
doubt and attached to him.
Okay, very nice. Some more? Okay, these are all process, practicing yoga, mind attached to me.
Free from doubt.
Doubt.
Okay, that is a result of the process, I would say. So how are we to know Krishna? How do we know certain things? We read. All
Read
right?
and hear about his leelas.
Okay, so from this verse, how are we to know Krishna?
To hear.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. Hear. Hear. Touch Trunu. Krishna saying, hear from me. Right? Don't speculate or misinterpret what you read. Hear from me. So that's why Krishna standing there. He's introducing himself. If I want to know about Yamuna Mataji, I cannot ask her neighbor. The neighbor probably can tell a little bit about her. But if I want to know her more as it is, then I want to ask Yamuna Mataji, and she will explain everything about herself. And who can be better to explain about Krishna? He himself. Okay, so in the hearing is given a paramount importance here. Okay, touch Trunu, now here. So remember, Kush Mataji, are you here? Yeah, Mataji.
Yeah, I'm here.
Remember that day, Mataji, you asked whether hearing or chanting is one of the process. And then I mentioned there are 3 main devotional services that we can do. Who remembers that? Who can recall that?
Hearing,
Mhm,
chanting,
mhm.
and remembering.
Very good. So the first one is hearing. Okay, so what is the power of hearing? Let us read from here. Who can read for us? Namatam Swagata Krishna Punya Sravana Kirtana. Come, read, Prabhu.
Reality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messengers, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Okay, so you can see here the benefit or power of hearing. So how to develop the hearing? What kind of hearing? What kind of hearing is mentioned here?
Hearing
What
of
is that?
Krishna Leela.
The nature of the hearing. What kind of approach towards the hearing? The urge.
His message.
Yeah, the urge to hear his
Yeah.
message, not just whimsically come and hear, okay, spend my time. No, it's not that. The urge to hear, all right? And then which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Of course, there are benefits when it's playfully heard and playfully chanted. There's always benefit because Krishna and his holy names are non-different. However, the benefit is multifold when it's properly heard and chanted. And we have to develop this urge to hear, you know, that thirst to hear about him should be there. So how do we hear? I mean, from where do we hear? The sources. This one I have touched briefly in the past. I just want to see if anybody remembers. There are 2 sources related to Krishna. How do we simply put it? The clue is one is Bhagavad Gita, one is Bhagavatam. So how do you differentiate that? One is a book by Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna. How about Srimad Bhagavatam?
Vedavyasa.
About Krishna. And
Sorry,
his
Pushpa.
about Krishna and his activities.
It's about Krishna. Okay, yes. All right, book by Krishna, book about Krishna. These are the sources. Okay. So to expand further on the 9 types of devotional service, which we covered only 3, it is mentioned in the Bhagavatam, and the 9 processes is given by Prahlad Maharaja. Who is Prahlad Maharaja?
Hiranyakashipu's son.
Yes, Hiranyakashipu's son. He's born in a demon dynasty, demon family. However, there's a pastime how he is born as a pure devotee of Lord Vishnu. Okay, so this is what he has said. He has arranged all the devotional services in sequence this way. Can we have somebody to read?
Hearing and chanting about the transcendental holy name, form, qualities, paraphernalia, and pastimes of Lord Vishnu. Remembering them serving the lotus feet of the Lord, offering the Lord respectful worship with 16 types of paraphernalia, offering prayers to the Lord, becoming his servant, considering the Lord one's best friend, and surrendering everything unto him. In other words, serving him with the body, mind, and words.
All right, thank you, Sam Prabhu. So first is hearing. Okay, so we covered that a little bit. Chanting, of course, everybody is aware. Remembering, so after the class, probably you remember this information before you go to sleep, or when you wake up in the morning, or when you go to work. Oh, okay, I remember this, we learned in the class. Okay, this is all hearing, chanting, remembering. So the next is serving the lotus feet of the Lord, like Mother Lakshmi, she's massaging the Lord's lotus feet. Okay, offering the Lord respectful worship. So we have lots of paraphernalia like flower, incense, chamara, all that. So these are all worship, puja. Okay, offering praise means glorifying Krishna with words, prayers, songs, bhajans, kirtans. So these are offering prayers, like Mother Kunti. When Krishna, after the war, he has to go back to his kingdom, and Mother Kunti, one whole chapter in Srimad Bhagavatam is about Mother Kunti's prayers. So she will glorify Krishna, she will adore Krishna. Okay, so that is Vandanam. Becoming his servant, like there is a topmost for every of these devotion service, right? There is one personality will be an epitome of this. Okay, so this one will cover, I don't know, maybe we'll cover in level 1, otherwise in level 2. Okay, becoming his servant is like Lord Hanuman. Okay, there's nothing that Lord Hanuman will not do for Lord Ram. Okay, if Lord Ram say do this, he will do that. All right, if he say don't do it, then he will not do it. So Hanuman is the epitome of selfless servant. He's the ultimate example for this servant, considering the Lord's one best friend. So who's the who you can give as an example for this? Number 8. We are in the
Lakshman.
Sorry?
Best friend Lakshman.
No, for Krishna.
Arjuna?
Arjuna, yes, we are in that topic. So Lakshman is brother, all right? So Arjuna is his friend. Surrendering everything unto him, the example will be Maharaja Bali. Okay, so if we have the time and opportunity, we will speak on that pastime. So all of this, we can speak one pastime for one of these, So we don't have so much time to go each and everything, all right? So these 9 processes are accepted as pure devotional service. One who has dedicated his life to the service of Krishna through these 9 methods should be understood to be the most learned person, for he has acquired complete knowledge. Getting knowledge is one, using the knowledge to serve is one, and using the service to acquire more knowledge is another thing. So it's like the means and the goal is here. All right. So you can fit in anywhere to offer your devotional service to Krishna. Okay, it's very dynamic. Okay, so you can choose whichever you want to do. Anyway, the most important part here is the hearing, and that is the number 1. Everything starts from here. Okay, next, how rare is this knowledge is what Krishna is going to explain next. Okay, how rare is this knowledge? It's free and it's available for everybody, but who will understand this? Okay, I don't have a volunteer yet. Anybody would like to go? Kaya Mataji? Anybody else?
I can read the English.
Yes, can Mataji.
Yeah. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection. And of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So, out of many thousands, so imagine there are thousands of them. Out of them, one may endeavor. That means one may put in effort. Okay, may be interested to get some perfection. Perfection means the self-realization, to understand God. Okay, for those who want to, actually this my endeavor for perfection is one who wants to understand the difference between soul and matter. Okay, this is what they want to try to understand. Okay, because mostly people are on the platform of the body. Okay, they don't see the self as a soul, they see themselves as body. So only few are interested in the perfection. And one of those people may understand that they are not the body, that they are the soul. Okay, but that is not the perfection. Out of these people who try to understand Krishna, they may be very few. Okay, after knowing information about Krishna, they still will not surrender because they have not known Krishna in truth. Okay, so that is why Krishna says here, out of many thousands, one may endeavor. And out of them, out of those who have achieved perfection, that means they know that I'm not the body, I'm the soul, that God is Krishna, Krishna is God. However, hardly one knows me in truth. Remember, knowing, having the knowledge is one thing, realizing that knowledge is another thing. So this is what Krishna called as rarity of realized knowledge. Okay, something has happened to my my PowerPoint. I will stop for a while. Okay, here we are back. Okay, so this was the picture earlier. The picture was not here, right? Okay, rarity of realized knowledge. Okay, so here, from here, I would like to expand on this, yeah. So who remembers there are three aspects of Krishna? Krishna can be understood through three aspects. Anybody can recall?
Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Karma Yoga.
Okay, these are the processes to understand Krishna. So my question is, what are the three aspects of Krishna one can approach him? Three aspects of Krishna.
Brahman, Paratma, and Super Soul.
Paramatma, Super Soul, same, Mataji.
Oh, Bhagawan, sorry, Bhagawan.
Yes, very nice. Okay, so let's look at this picture, yeah. Okay, so we have Brahman. Brahman means not Lord Brahma. Brahman means light, effulgence. So when there is an effulgence, there should be a source. Okay, the light just doesn't come like that. All right, it has to come from a source. So, and that effulgence is Krishna's body, coming from light coming from Krishna's body. So it provides everything, the entire creation. Paramatma is the super soul who resides in everybody's heart. Okay, Bhagavan is actual form. So another example that we can give is sun. Sun has rays, all right, rays, that is Brahman or Brahma Jyoti. Okay, so it has to come from sun. So the sun planet is Paramatma. Okay, and Surya Bhagavan, who resides in the sun planet, is Bhagavan. Okay, so this is the example that we can use to explain to people. All right, so there is no such thing that the Lord has no form, God is formless. No, if we have form and God does not have form, which means we are better than God. All right, the only difference is that God can take any form and his body is spiritual, so it's not like us. All right, so why it is called the rarity of knowledge is because of this. Just because a person can understand Brahman, impersonalist means impersonalist opposite is personalist. Personalist means you can touch something, that is personalist. All right, impersonalist means there is no form. So those who worship God as a formless Brahman, they are called impersonalists. Okay, when we worship God as a being, having a form and features and qualities, that is called personalists. Okay, so that is the difference between impersonalists and personalists. Okay, so far I can understand. Huh? So it is not possible for the Brahman realized impersonalist or Paramatma realized yogi to understand Krishna. So Paramatma, the one who does dhyana yoga and all, right? So they try to realize God inside them. Okay. And they need to also, but they also need to understand that the Krishna who appeared as son of Mother Yashoda is the supreme personality of Godhead. Okay, it is not possible for the Brahman realized impersonalist or Paramatma realized yogi to understand Krishna, which means here it is mentioned that just because you have understand Krishna as a Brahman, just because you have understand Krishna as Paramatma does not necessarily mean that you have understood Krishna as he is. It is not easy. Okay, it doesn't happen easily. That is why it is called rarity of knowledge. Okay, why? I have some examples here. Many people think, oh, Krishna is just a charioteer of Arjuna. How can God comes down and take up such a menial servant? Yeah, but Krishna will do it for his dear friend. So it means that people cannot understand Krishna's opulence in this. So what kind of opulence that he is displaying here, we will cover in subsequent chapters. Okay, it's going to be interesting. All right. Then you will, one part, you will see that Krishna will be running away from Mother Yashoda. Okay, he will take the butter pot and he will break it. He'll give the butter to the monkeys and birds and his friends. And then when Mother Yashoda finds, oh my God, what's broken? Who did this mess? And he knows Krishna is doing this. She'll take a cane and start running and chasing Krishna. Krishna will run away. And then he will be so fearful. There'll be tears coming from his eyes. Can you believe Supreme Personality of God is running away from the mother? And he can, kill Hiranyakashipu with his nails, and he's running away from his mother. And all the devas will be looking, huh? Is this really Krishna? Why is he doing like this? It doesn't, he's doing all his common activities. Is it really Krishna, or somebody is pretending to be Krishna? So they get bewildered by looking at the pastime that Krishna is doing. So that's not only that. And one time, Lord Brahma, I'm not going to go into the pastime so much. Okay, maybe next week, tomorrow I can play the little Krishna cartoon before the class, so you can understand the pastimes in detail. So briefly, Lord Brahma saw Krishna was having fun with his friends. The way that Krishna have fun with friends casually, Lord Brahma thought this is definitely not Krishna. God wouldn't do this, right? And he will play a trick on Krishna. Okay, he will play a trick, and Krishna will finally show a lesson, will give a lesson to Lord Brahma. Okay, so if you want, I will play the cartoon tomorrow animation. All right, so like that. So what happens after that? Lord Brahma came to his senses and he sought forgiveness from Krishna. Okay, so which means he also got bewildered by Krishna's pastimes. All right, people think that he's an ordinary man coming and pretending to be God, performing all these very casual activities. All right, so it is called Brahma Vimohana Leela, Brahma's illusion. And then one more is Lord Indra. Even Lord Indra was bewildered with Krishna's activities. Okay, he underestimated who was Krishna and he messed up a little. He tried to harm the villages of Vrindavan where Krishna was staying, and villages of Vrindavan are very dear to Krishna. So Krishna will do what it takes to protect them. Okay, so finally, after he solved that the problem, and look at here, Indra comes and seek forgiveness from Krishna, and this is Lord Indra's elephant, white elephant. His name is Airavata. So Airavata is doing I think it's milk abhishek. All right, he is showering water or milk on Krishna. So Lord Brahma and Lord Indra, they misunderstood Krishna because Krishna was performing seemingly human pastimes. So they got confused. All right. So that's about Krishna's understanding Krishna. It's not everybody who can understand Krishna. Just because a person who has, gone through so much of dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, and he's a Brahma Jyoti realized person, that doesn't mean they can understand Krishna in truth. All right. So that is the next point. So here, in previous sloka, Krishna says that Krishna says something about him. Here, I would like somebody to open your Bhagavad Gita. Who has Bhagavad Gita in your hand? Who has Bhagavad Gita in your hand? Quickly, tell me.
Me.
Okay, Prabhu. Can
Me.
you open 7.6 and read the English translation for us?
1 minute, yeah.
Hmm.
Six, seven.
Seven 7.6, huh?
Yes.
7.6.
Yeah, just one verse before this. This is 7.7, so we want 7.6.
There's no 7.6, Mataji.
Hey, you're not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ends at 7.3 and then goes to 8.
Is it text 7? No.
Yes, that means
Oh.
chapter 7, text 6.
No. Oh, text 6.
Is this the one, Mataji? Of all that is material and of all that is spiritual in the world, know
Oh, yeah.
for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution.
Okay, what version is that, Mataji? Is it Bhagavad Gita as it is? Is it?
Yeah, but it's a very old one.
Okay, yeah, I think that's why the.
Is it
Okay.
the O Conqueror of Wealth?
This is what we are at now. I want the 6.6 verse.
That is different. Is it?
All created
Oh.
beings have
Oh,
their
okay.
source in these
Okay,
two.
just hang on now, Prabhu. So everybody, please try to listen attentively. Prabhu, please read slowly and loudly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All created beings have their source in these two natures of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world. Know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So what Krishna is saying here, understand that everything is divided only two. One is material, one is spiritual. There's nothing in between. And Krishna says, I am the origin of this both, and I'm also the dissolution. I am both the origin and the dissolution. Okay, so earlier, so Sam Prabhu just read text 6. Krishna says that he is the source of the material and spiritual creations. Okay, after you create, before you destroy, what is pending in the middle? What is in the middle? Beginning is the creation, ending is the dissolution. What is in the middle?
Sustaining.
Sustaining.
Maintaining.
Sustaining, maintaining. Yes, very good. And that is what Krishna is giving here. So as I say, this level 1, so we might not have all the slokas covered. So this is why we need to link some slokas before and after. So here, Krishna is speaking about that he is the maintainer and he is the supreme personality. Why? Usually, generally people say God is the ultimate truth, supreme truth. So here, see here clearly, Krishna has establishing that there is no truth superior to me. He boldly clears like this, a lot of things like this, entire Bhagavad Gita. So we have solid evidences for us to share with people that nothing can beat this philosophy. Nothing can beat this fact. It's really clear, crystal clear. He says everything rests upon me like these pearls on the thread. So this one I will explain shortly. Here he says there is no truth superior to me. Okay, so this is a very nice verse whereby it says that you can see in the picture, right? There's a string of pearls, all right? How they are all held together. So how they are held together?
By a thread.
By a thread. Can we see the thread?
No.
Yes, but does that mean that the thread is not there and the pearls are just strung together just like that?
No.
No. So like this, you will, we cannot find anybody else saying this fact that everything rests on me. Okay, so this is showing that Krishna's supreme position. Okay, he says that I am the thread and everything rests upon me like the pearls resting on the thread. So we can't see the thread, but he is there. We can't see, not everybody can see, but we can understand by hearing and receiving knowledge from the right sources. Okay, so we are done with the two sections in the beginning, the rarity of knowledge and how Krishna is the creator, the maintainer, and the destroyer. He is the origin of the material and spiritual creation. Okay, he's the maintainer. Next, we're going to see who are these people. 4 kind of people approach Krishna, 4 kind of people who never approach Krishna. All right, so first one, we will see who will never approach Krishna. 7.15. I don't have the volunteer yet. Anybody would like to go?
I'll read.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, who are lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheist nature of demons, do not surrender unto me.
Okay, so thank you, Mataji. So these are the 4 kind of people who will never surrender to Krishna. Okay, so Krishna is telling who are these people. All right, he's giving 4 types, 4 categories. And generally they are called miscreants. Okay, so the first one, briefly we will go. First one is who?
Grossly foolish.
Grossly foolish. Okay, they are the people who work so hard day and night, like how a cow or donkey work. Sometimes we say I work like a donkey, right? And this much only I'm getting, right? A donkey works so hard to get a little bit of grass. He works so hard for the master, thinking that only the master can provide the grass, but he is not aware that when he goes out break free, he can get more grass outside because the grass is freely available everywhere, and he thinks only the master can give, and he let the master exploits him. Okay, so in the same way, materialist people think, oh, I have to work so hard. I don't have time to chant Hare Krishna. I don't have time to read Bhagavad Gita. I don't have time for Gita Gyan class. I don't have time for my spiritual activities. So I have to work. I have to fill my belly. I have to get food for myself, for my family. All right. So this is what generally mudha. Mudha means foolish. This is the people that fall in this category, and they will never have time to surrender to Krishna, approach Krishna. Okay, so it is also mentioned that because we are like these, we are actually non-different of animals so much, just that we are just polished animal. Okay, animals use their claws and teeth to eat. We are just using fork and spoon, sitting on a dining table and eat. That's all. We are just polished animal. All right, so our difference between us and animals should be more than that. Okay, so next is, what is the next category?
Lowest among mankind.
Lowest among mankind. This is called Naradhama. Naradhama kind of people is, they will take up devotional service. After some time, they will give up. Okay, they will say, okay, I have done enough. I lost interest. I think I got to get back to my bad habits. So this is very bad because you already have some knowledge, and yet you want to fall back to your original activity. So that is Naradhama, going back to drinking. You would have given up, then you're going back to drinking, going back to smoking, and going back to the old friends and old habits. All right, so they want to give up, they want to go back to material life. Another example is they could be born in a rich family, pious family, educated family. The family would have given nice facilities, but simply they don't appreciate. Okay, they don't appreciate, they probably give up, or probably they're not interested, they become prodigal child. All right, they don't want to follow the parents. They have the opportunity, but they don't want to utilize it. So this is called Naradhama, lowest among mankind. The next category,
Stolen by illusion.
yeah, the knowledge is stolen by
illusion.
illusion. Yes, they have knowledge. All right, however, the knowledge is not put into good use. All right, they gather some knowledge. However, they like to misinterpret it, twist and turn it, or they speculate it, or they get the knowledge from a non-authorized person. Okay, they don't look for the right person, authority. They don't go for the authority, and then they will think that that Krishna is just an ordinary man, that God is, they have knowledge, this kind of people, they have knowledge, but what they do is, okay, God is formless. So when he comes to earth, he takes a form. So this is all illusion, which is not true, okay, because their knowledge is not perfect knowledge. So this is called knowledge is stolen by illusion. And then sometimes they say, oh, God has no form, we have form, and we also can become God. The moment they have all this realization, they will speak like this, okay, and they will say that God is light, right? And we ask them, if God is light, then what is the source of the light? So if you switch on the light, then you have light in your room. So when you want to dig in further, where is the light coming from? It's from the bulb. So if you ask them where is the source of the light, they won't be able to answer. Like I say, because the knowledge is not perfect, okay, they cannot understand the scriptures. And there are many philosophers here. I think these are all philosophers here. These are the people who work hard. And this is the people always, what do you call that? Binge watching people, drinking and smoking. Okay, these are all in ignorance mode. So this one also we will cover later chapters. And then these are the people, generally people who have very high knowledge, right? Like philosophers, poets, scientists. They think they have everything, like all the knowledge they know. So why should I believe in God? This is also called knowledge stolen by illusion. Finally,
those who partake of the atheistic nature of demons.
okay, so that means generally atheists, they don't accept God. All right, that's all. As simple as that. They cannot understand that God is a person that we should surrender to. So they're always in defiant mode. All right. Okay, so that's 4 kinds of miscreants, atheistic nature. So I will skip this video because we don't have time. It's basically just a recap of what we just did. Okay, so the next one. Okay, so this one I need to explain also. All right, 7.16. This is about those who surrender to Krishna. Yamuna Mataji.
Actually, I deleted my name. I took Srimad Bhagavatam 1.2.17.
Oh, okay.
It was copied, but never mind. I'll just read. Hare Krishna. O best among the Bharatas, 4 kinds of pious men begin to render devotional service unto me: the distress, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute.
Okay, so these are the people Krishna described as Sukritino. Sukritino means, okay, maybe a question for you. What is Sukritino? Sukriti. One time I lost my chain in temple. Then I went and complained to the temple president, I lost my chain. Then he said, okay, if you have Sukriti, you will get back your chain. I didn't get back the chain. So in this context, what do you think the Sukriti is?
Is it pious? No.
Yes, Sukriti means pious credits, pious people. Okay, so who are these pious people? Generally, they are the people who follow scriptural principles, they follow social and moral codes, they have some values, they follow certain principles, they follow the rules of Varnashrama, and they worship God. But why they worship God? They can be 4 reasons. What is the first reason? What kind of people approach Krishna? Can you please extract that for me from the verse? The first kind of people?
The distressed.
The distressed. So many times we approach God only when we are sad, stressed, upset, when we have problem. Okay, so one example is Gajendra. Gajendra was a king in the previous birth, okay, and he was cursed to be an elephant. All right, so long story cut short because we don't have time. He was attacked by crocodile. The crocodile is in his strong world, which is the water. Water is not a place for elephants. So he was getting weaker and weaker and weaker until finally he said a prayer because he remembered that he was king in the past. He was a devotee in the past. So he remembered a prayer and he said that prayer, and Vishnu came with Garuda and killed the crocodile and saved the Gajendra, king of elephant. So God came Krishna came, Vishnu came to save Gajendra because Gajendra called out to the Lord in distress. When you're distressed, you call out, the Lord comes. Okay, so this one kind of people who surrenders to the Lord or approach the Lord. What is the next kind of people?
Desirers of wealth.
Yes, people who seek wealth. I want money. I want car, I want house, I need to save my, children, family. So this kind of people will come to the Lord. All right. One example is Dhruva Maharaj. Okay, Dhruva Maharaj was second wife's son. No, first wife's son of a king. And he was he was actually banished from the palace, and he was so angry, and he thought, people don't respect me because I'm not rich. And then he got so much of determination. He wants to do meditation, and he wants to see Lord Vishnu, and he's going to ask Lord Vishnu, like he was ready to ask Lord Vishnu, I want money, give me so much of money. He was so ready to ask the Lord like that. Okay, but when the Lord comes, Dhruva Maharaj, the small boy is Dhruva Maharaj, that time he was prince, he totally gave up that desire, because when he saw Krishna, he saw Vishnu, he doesn't want anything else. But the Lord still came, even though Dhruva just wanted to see the Lord because he wanted money. So that is still okay. All right, that is still okay. You want money, you want to approach God? Okay, can, boleh, yeah? All right. Next, what is the next kind of people?
The inquisitive.
The inquisitive. So inquisitive means people who asking question about soul, who is God, where is God, who am I? So this is all inquisitive. All right. So this kind of people also can approach God. So this is actually a scene on the setting of Srimad Bhagavatam. Before the Srimad Bhagavatam was delivered, okay, this was a setting. So all the sages gathered there after Krishna left the material world to back to the spiritual world. So everybody gathered there, and he said, oh no, Krishna has left already. Now where all the moral codes or religious principles will go and rest? So who will save us? What will happen to us? So this is all inquisitive. So that's how they started seeking Krishna. So that is also okay. All right, because they're seeking some answers. All right, the last one.
People who search for knowledge of the absolute.
Okay, what are you eating, Prabhu? Sounds delicious. Okay, so he who is searching for knowledge of the absolute, which means they already know the Lord, Supreme Lord is Krishna, or Krishna is Supreme Lord, but they want to know more. They want to search for the knowledge of the absolute. They want to know what happens to him, what's his name, what's his quality, what's his address, what does he do, what his activities like. These are all seeking knowledge of the absolute truth. Okay, so to conclude this, the first three, 1, 2, 3, this, what is the similarity here? What are they seeking for? Who can give me the similarity? What can you see from here versus this one? What are they seeking? Param Prabhu, do you remember? I think we had this conversation yesterday in the temple. Maybe Mataji remembers. Do you remember? It was noisy though, so I don't know if you catch.
Seeking some kind of help from the...
Yes. So what is the problem in seeking this kind of help from the Lord? What happens? What do you think? They serve Krishna because Krishna fulfills their desires. Okay, so what if Krishna fulfills the desire? Is it bad? Is it wrong?
It's not wrong. It still comes under the pious category.
All right. Okay.
But the last one is more on knowledge, jnana yoga, meaning maybe spirituality, more on spirituality.
All right. Yes. So if you are saying the fourth one is spiritual, then what is the rest of it? The three?
Material.
Yes. Okay. The first three are after material benefits. Of course, Krishna is not saying that is wrong. He's just comparing this is the material and the spiritual. So which means anything material has only temporary effect. So what happens to this kind of people? Once they are out of distress, once they get some money, once they get some answers, they will leave. The tendency to leave is high. as compared to a person who is seeking knowledge, because there is never ending, is a never ending ocean of knowledge. And Krishna says, can somebody read what Krishna thinks about this fourth kind of people? It's in verse 17.
Pardon, Mataji, you're saying?
Yeah, can just English.
No, what were you saying?
I want
Bhagavad-
somebody to read the verse 17, because here
Oh.
Krishna is going to tell why he likes the fourth one.
Shall I read, Mataji?
Yes, can Pushpa Mataji.
Of these, the wise one who is in full knowledge, in union with me, through pure devotional service is the best. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me.
Yes, so here Krishna is not saying that he's discriminating them. He loves all of them. He loves all three, as they have given so much for him. All right, but the one who seeks knowledge about Krishna is the best, and he says very dear to him. So there's two important points that Krishna is making about the fourth kind of people. All right, they are the best, and they are very dear to him, because they don't desire anything that is material, which has temporary effect, and they are not attached to those material benefits, and they are not asking for heavenly planners, right? And they are not asking benefit from Krishna. So this is why Krishna likes this kind of people better. For I am very dear to him and he is dear to me. Okay. All right. And then in 18, he says, being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me the highest and the most perfect goal. So here Krishna is also promising something for the fourth kind of people. All right. Right. So 4 kinds of pious people. So we'll skip that video. All right. So the question is now, those who have knowledge, how long are they going to try to attain pure devotion? So there's 2 types of devotion. For us to go to the spiritual world and serve Krishna, we need pure devotion. All right. We can also achieve the pure devotion here while we are still living, but to attain that pure devotion which burns up all our karma and sinful reactions, we need to practice first. All right, to get to the pure level, we have to practice first. That is called practice bhakti, bhakti in practice, or devotion in practice, before we go to pure devotion. All right, so the question is here now, how long will it take? So here, and we will see how rare a person can achieve that perfection. All right, so 7.19, Pushpamala Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Mataji, I'll read the Sanskrit word, but I still have not got the ragam that you were.
No problem.
Okay.
No problem.
Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavam mam prapatyate vasudeva sarvamiti sa mahatma sudurlabha. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare.
Okay, thank you, Mataji. So this verse is talking about the goal of knowledge. The goal of knowledge is this, Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. Who can tell which line in this verse is a translation for this? Vasudeva means Krishna, Sarvam means everything. So sudah bagi clue.
Knowing me to be the cause of all.
Yes, very nice. You're an expert in Sanskrit, you know. I think probably you were some Sanskrit scholars in the past. All right, so knowing me to be the cause of all causes. So that is the goal of knowledge. All right, this is the realized knowledge. And how after we realize this, what happens? What do we do? After knowing that Krishna is the cause of all causes, Krishna says that kind of person, what does he do? What do we do?
Surrender.
Yes, surrenders unto me. All right. Okay, after knowing that he is the Supreme Lord, is the cause of all causes. Okay, generally God is the cause of everything. Okay, everything comes from God. So once we understand that, we will surrender to Krishna. And how rare is that? Is it very easy for everybody to come to this level? What Krishna
It's
says?
very rare.
Hmm?
Very rare.
Very rare.
Not many.
Yeah, Sa Mahatma. Mahatma means great soul. Such a great soul is very rare. Okay, already great soul. And to have that position is very rare. So that is the rarity of a pure devotee. This is Kevala Bhakta. So what we are doing now, what we are trying to do now is Sadhana Bhakta. Sadhana means practice. Kevala means pure. All right. So before we want to be Kevala Bhakta, we have to be Sadhana Bhakta. And to come to that position is very rare. Okay. So the fact that you all are sitting here is not something simple, I would say. Okay. So a quick recap. Just give me 2 minutes. We will go through this. Okay. So what was the first thing? How to know Krishna and how? Tachrunu, hearing. We have to hear from Krishna. What are the two sources?
Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay. How do you categorize them? One is,
Krishna says and one is about Krishna.
yeah, one is by Krishna, another one is about Krishna. And then what was it about, among thousands of people, one may endeavor for perfection. What was it about? Why did we learn that verse? To show what? To establish what point?
The rarity.
Yes, very nice, very attentive, Mataji. You realize knowledge is very rare. The next one, we saw how Krishna was the creator. He's the origin of the material and spiritual creation. And he said he's the creator. He's the source of the, he's the source of the material and spiritual creation. And he's the dissolution. And what was the missing point here?
The maintainer.
Maintainer. What was the example was given? How does he maintain?
Pearls strung on a thread.
Yes, pearls strung on a thread. And this speaks about him as a maintainer and the supreme personality, because he said there is no truth higher than me or superior to me. So after this section, what did we learn? We learned 4 kinds of people and then another 4 kinds of people. What did we learn?
4 kind of people who will seek Krishna and 4 kind of people who are not.
Yeah, what Miraj is saying?
He said not mistaken.
4 types of impious people, 4 types of pious people. So anybody remembers? Can remember or not? What are the 4 impious people? I mean, it's okay if you don't, but if you remember, that it'll be awesome.
Impious is grossly foolish, firstly.
Right?
Lowest among mankind.
Yeah.
Next is whose knowledge is stolen by illusion. And the last one is those who partake in atheist nature.
All right, it is very nice, Mataji. Okay, who remembers this one? 4 kind of pious people. Anybody else would like to try?
Those who are distressed.
Distress, yes.
Those who seek wealth.
Yes.
Inquisitive.
Inquisitive.
Yes.
And those who want to know about the absolute.
Absolute.
Wow, wonderful. Yes, that's 4 kind of people. All right, so finally, the final verse, the goal. What was the goal? Vasudeva Sarvam Iti. So Sarvam means everything. Sarvam also we use in Tamil. Sarvam means everything. So that's a clue there already. What is
To
that?
know that Krishna is the source of all source, cause of all cause.
Yes, Miraj, please repeat that.
Cause of all cause.
Krishna.
Yeah, very clever, Miraj. All right. He is the cause of all causes. And what is the rarity that we are talking here? Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. So what was the translation?
The great soul is very rare.
Such a great soul is very rare. Okay, so let me read this. One can be free from all sinful reactions after reaching a place of pilgrimage, but one can have the same benefit at home. So you don't have to buy ticket and fly and go, no visa, nothing. At home or any place simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. All right, very simple. Usually throughout Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will say a lot of things, knowledge, dhyana, karma, everything. But he always ends by saying that bhakti is the topmost. Okay. All right. So we are here at the end. Shall we have somebody to lead the 3 times chanting today? Who would like to lead today?
Shall I?
Yes,
My tempo.
can.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
3 times, is it, Mataji?
3 times, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Rama
Rama, Hare Hare.
Right. Thank you so much. Very nice. Nice ending. Okay. Very good number today. 16. Any questions, Mataji's, Prabhus?
So far, no, Mataji. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right. So I'll wait until you all leave. If you all have questions, then I can wait for you all. So good night, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
Mataji.
you.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
the
Thank you.
very interesting session. Thank you very much. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna,
Hare
good
Krishna.
night.
Hare Krishna.
Yamuna
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna.
I always wanted to ask you,
Yes.
are you affiliated to any ISKCON temples, or have you learned Bhagavad Gita before?
I have got family members who are affiliated, who are life members, so I'm exposed to it a bit.
Okay, how about you? Have you been to ISKCON?
No, not. I've been to ISKCON Tamanyal. Yes, I have.
But not often, is it?
Not
You don't go already? You don't go already?
Because it's I'm in Putrajaya, so that's actually a very feeble excuse, but because I know devotees who come from very far, so I plan to in the future.
Okay, all right, Mataji, because I'm really awed at your knowledge, the way that you understand and repeat things. I think
Thank you so much. You made my day. Okay, thank you, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji, good night.
Good night. Good night.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.